back to our top story in this bulletin, talking more about PPC's results with the company's chief executive, Roland van Wijnen. Thank you very much for your time this evening, Roland. Let's speak about some of the salient features that came through in your interim results. I mentioned in my intro earlier that a huge part of that came through from the strategy you have taken on in terms of restructuring the business and its financials.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you. We've seen a good, strong volume growth to higher levels than what we saw pre-COVID. And at the same time, as we went through an important financial restructure over the last 2 years, we can now say that that is behind us without the need for tapping shareholders to help us restore our balance sheet. So we're in a much better space than 2 years ago.
Right. Let's speak about the fact that a lot of people are also still working from home, and so a lot of home improvements have contributed quite a bit to the sales growth that you would have seen in the period.
That is certainly true, and still a lot of our sales growth is coming predominantly out of the retail market, rural areas. Although we're also positive that the infrastructure projects of South Africa are starting to kick in going forward.
Right. What about I think a lot of the cement manufacturers in the country were excited about the decision made by government just a few short months ago that only local cement would be used for government-sanctioned projects. Your thoughts on that move by government and the prospects that this will have for PPC?
Now, also as PPC, we very much welcome the decision. Mostly because it shows that the government takes a serious stance when it comes to making sure that local manufacturing that creates jobs, that pays taxes, that helps communities, is faring well against imports that are not competing at the same level because they're being dumped at costs that are well below their production costs.
Now, what does the future look like, Roland? I mean, we've got the vaccination drive, many chief executives that we've spoken to over the last period saying that it's not ramping up fast enough. Do you have any concerns around this? And what more in terms of business confidence in the current operating climate?
No, thank you very much for that question. For us, the vaccination drive is extremely important. I'm pleased to tell you that 60% of our staff in the group has now been fully vaccinated. Another 9% is waiting for their second jab. So before Christmas, we'll have 70% of our staff vaccinated. We put a lot of emphasis on the importance of that to minimize the impact of the fourth wave that is undoubtedly going to come, and therewith minimizing the impact on further economic disruption.